Carter Jackson on the right side. James Stack Jr. in the left side. As we fire off with our junior dragsters this morning, it is brisk, it is crisp, and I feel vindicated right now. Well, just because basically when I get on an airplane in Tucson, Arizona, it's 95 degrees and I've got a heavy leather jacket, everybody looks at me like I'm a moron. But boy, was I glad I had it this morning. Wasn't it just 100 degrees like day before yesterday? Okay, just checking. Stock eliminator, if you're not in the staging lanes, you are officially tardy. First pair of day number 2 bump their way into the beams. I think they got the track sticky enough out there, the tires are stuck to the concrete. We are officially underway. 36 light over there on the right side. That's a pretty solid way to start the day. The youngsters down to the stripe, 1179. Carson on the right side, 154 miles an hour. That'd be a problem in a junior car. 1179 at 54 miles an hour. 1211 for James Stack at 51 miles an hour. Next up, I've got a driver in the left lane that I do not have information for. I apologize for that. He might be in witness protection. You know, that happens a lot with 7-year-olds in this part of the country, from what I understand. And Eli Stack in the right side. I also love the fact that most of the juniors have their occupation listed as student. Well, pretty sure it wasn't pharmacist, engineer, theoretical physicist. Okay, I admit it. I was watching Big Bang on the plane on the way here. Down to the 8th mile stripe, 1194 left side, 52 miles an hour, 1413 to 44 miles an hour. Right side for Eli. Michael Antoinette, James Antoinette. So the Antoinette brothers. And we didn't run juniors yesterday, obviously, because, well, yesterday was a school day. Can't skip school to go racing. What kind of precedent would that set? James Antoinette, a little bit anxious on the leave. And the cars are almost identical. 1182 for James, 52 miles an hour. 1185, 52 miles an hour for Mike. Here's Addison DePascal. Probably no. Dan Kubecki, there, photographer down there. Addison D. Pascal in the left side. In from New Jersey. Way to go, Caden. That looks like the best reaction time of the round so far. At 0:29. 11:93, 53 miles an hour for Addison. 12:01, 53 miles an hour for Caden. I want to put any pressure on you or anything, Caden, but your mom wants a trophy for her birthday. I'm just saying. We have Joey Torchia on a solo over there. I believe we've got two more of our youngsters, and then we'll move up in age and move up in performance a little bit. $11.91, 52 miles an hour for Joey. Here's Cole Payon. I also understand, because Grandma told me, the Payon brothers are going to get a brother for Christmas. How cool is it that Cole is 6 years old and out there driving his very own race car? I was 6-year-old. I don't think I even had my very own skateboard. 13:37 for Cole at 48 miles an hour. And we're going to move up in age and performance. Dublets Emily Stahlbuck. I'm basing that on the fact that, well, at this point I've done as many Division I races this year as Louis Bloom in the last 5, so I feel confident in it. And since Karen and Tom are down there on the starting line, I feel confident in that also. .12:04. 51 miles an hour. And now we're getting into some of the older kids, and you can definitely tell that by the tone of the motor. Because drag racing. Madison Schoenberg on the right side. Ryan Schmidt on the left. Yeah, this all started with a 5-horse Briggs & Stratton motor, and then drag racers went, What if we up the compression a little bit? Well, then you're going to lift the head. It's like, okay, well, what if we brace the head? Well, then you can pull the studs out of the block. Well, what if we made a billet block? And, well, because drag racing. How about Grandpa the funny car driver standing on the starting line holding on to a junior starter? You know the ways it work, right? If the funny car was broke and the junior was broke, they'd shove the funny car over the dirt and fix the thing for the kid. They would. Ryan gets the better of it on the reaction timer. Had an 890 on his dial board. Goes 904, 71 miles an hour, 964 from Madison. At 61 miles an hour. Violet Sawicki looks like going to have a solo because Madeline's car is being pushed back over there on the right side. We'll have another opportunity a little bit later on in the day, hopefully whatever the issue is. Well, actually, it looks like they might be pushing it back to try to refire it right here. So hopefully it'll be a real simple fix. Goes 899, 70 miles an hour, quickest ET so far on her solo run down the summit side of the racetrack. Tyler DePascal and Paul Stalba. DePascal and Stalba are a couple of names that have been bannered around in Division I for the last, forever. Since the days of, before Exacalis, right? Paul Stalba gets a jump at this end by jumping a little too soon. 899, 72 miles an hour for Tyler. 909 for Paul. At 72 miles an hour. Now, Madeline's car a minute ago had a problem. They pushed it off the starting line, and they were able to get it refired. $12.90 for Madeline, 48 miles an hour. And here comes Team Lewis. I like dry hops. We need more dry hops. Well, maybe not more, but. Who would have ever thought that you'd start with a category that has basically a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, and somebody'd have to put a speed limit on it because, well, drag racing. $889.9. At 72 miles an hour. Looks like Lewis is the closest to the number, even though one foul quick. On the 890 ceiling for the category. I'll bring up Hannah Sawicki and Katie Hall. We again get into some of the oldsters. Anna and Katie, boy, those two motors sound like they're running in sync down there, didn't they? 791, 81 miles an hour for Anna. 805, 81 miles an hour for Katie. And now we got William Blaker. Francis Vignola. Francis. And here's Justin Hanworth. 14 on the bulb is getting it done this morning.